All right, this is the post-test review for Fahrenheit 451 for the retake. This is for the first 12 questions from the test that we took last week. We're going to be looking at several things. The first thing we're going to look at, the elements of science fiction. There are basically four, but I've broken them down a little bit. Realistic and fantastic details. So things that might seem unbelievable mixed in with things that are connected to our reality. Yet those fantastic details are grounded in science, so there's no magic, it's not magic wands, everything is grounded in what we might be able to do scientifically. It's usually set in the future, but it might be set in a galaxy far, far away a long time ago, but it's usually not set in modern day, present day. Unknown inventions are usually commonplace in science fiction, and being set in the future or someplace far away allows for those inventions to make sense. It makes a serious comment about the world, and serious science fiction does these last two. Serious comment and often contains a warning for humankind. So we are going to see that throughout pieces that we've read. Examples, and we'll look at the pedestrian as an example. Computers, computer-driven cars, it's unknown technology, yet it's grounded in at least for 1950, unknown technology, yet it's grounded in what was capable scientifically, and we've seen that today. The year was 2052, so it is set in the future, 100 years in the future from when the story was actually written. Everyone is watching TV, no, not really living, and this is where we have the comment and the warning, the social commentary, if you will, about what television is doing or undoing to modern day human society. So we see these science fiction elements in the pedestrian, but we also see them in Fahrenheit 451. Now, sensory imagery is another concept we've talked about, that idea that the description plays on or appeals to one or more of the five senses, and we're going to see that in these five. And the yellow half moon, large and low, that description appeals to my sense of sight. The quick, sharp scratch, that sense of touch, appealing to what I can feel and what I know I can feel. I know what that feeling of a scratch is. And a voiceless loud through its joys and fears than the two hearts beating to each. And it's playing on that sense of sound. And a voice less loud through its joys and fears than the two hearts beating each to each. Then a mile of warm sea-scented beach, playing on that sense of smell that we have. Sea-scented beach. I can smell what the ocean smells like, if you've ever been there. No food on earth, no wine, not even a woman's kiss is sweeter to me. And food, I'm thinking about the taste of that bitter taste of wine, or even the taste of a kiss, playing on that sense of taste. So all five senses, and these are examples of sensory imagery. Now, we also looked at, and we were asked about metaphors, those comparison between two things, a pronoun and a noun, or a noun and a noun, using the to be verb. It wasn't he was tall, but he was a giant sequoia. Simile, a comparison between two unlike things using like or as. He was as smooth as silk as he glided to the basket and laid it in. A symbol, something that stands for something beyond itself. We see the flag, a piece of material that stands for an idea of freedom and liberty beyond just the shape and the color and the fabric. Foreshadowing, the hints at future events, as in when in Fahrenheit 451 we keep being glances at the grill, the air conditioning grill, or even he met this guy in the park a year ago, and it foreshadows the books behind the grill, and also foreshadows that this character Faber is going to come into his life. And then allusion, that indirect reference to something well known, and usually it's something that you hopefully have seen before. It's going to be capitalized perhaps, or it's going to be a direct quote that's obvious from this other work, and it adds a layer of understanding. So if we see, a quote from Shakespeare, to be or not to be, from Hamlet, or there's that reference, to something like Romeo and Juliet or Julius Caesar that we'll read later this year, and there's a quote from it, or there's an indirect reference to something in the story or a work of art, it's going to add a layer of depth.